say? What must happen for you to kind of get that explosion?
When I think of what I do to get there, what happens inside, I think I'm aware. I do this. I have a situation, right? Somebody's taking the piss. And my mind goes, we've seen this before. That time, that time, that time, that time, that time, that time, that time. And it kind of overwhelms me because it becomes like super big. What would be nice is for me just to focus on this situation rather than bringing in the entire 58 years of history of my life. I think that overwhelms me. I think it would be better just to focus on what's happening now, what's the best way to deal with this.
Okay. How we all know, past doesn't exist anymore beyond this moment, right? Only in our memories. Why you to past then? Why you? Okay. What should happen, or what needs to change for you to perceive only the present moment, only the situation at hand?
Well, maybe I shouldn't have all of the examples there so I can see them all. I think I've got them all here. So I'm seeing this example and I've got all these references here. I think it would be better to put them back where they belong rather than, but they're not always there. But when this happens, I bring them out, like hang them all there.
Are you bringing them out or they pop out themselves?
Oh, I think they pop out themselves. I think they're already there. They go.
Okay. Yeah, that then is beyond your control. If you would bringing it out, you would be in control, but it's beyond your control. It's out of your control.
Yeah. Well, let me think about it because I know that they're there, and that's how my energy feels as well. Like bum 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 bum. But I don't know if I bring them out. I know I bring them out with my thought process. So I kind of go through all of the scenarios and it's kind of like, yeah, and I remember that one, and I remember that one, I remember that one. So maybe I do bring them out.
Is it really you do bring it out or they pop out, subconsciously? Do you have control on that? Can you kind of not to bring them out?
I don't know.
If you have control to bring out, you can control not to bring them out. Can you really not bring them out?
I don't know. I would have to try it out. I would have to try it out to know whether. Let me go back and I'll just, because this situation happened yesterday, and as I was talking, I was becoming more and more and more agitated until finally I got really angry. Let's think about it. No, I think I bring them out as a reference. I think I put them there as a reference as I'm talking, and I'm thinking, yeah, you're doing what this person did and what this person did and this person.
Okay, what purpose those reference points gives you? If you are bringing out on the purpose.
It's that I've seen this shit before. I know what this means. I know what you're trying to do to me. And therefore, I'm not going to let it happen.
Okay. You believe you know what your opponent means because of your, situations in past. Can I challenge this? How do you know it's exactly that what your opponent means? Because it's your belief you think your opponent means.
It's not so much what they mean, it's what they're doing. It's an action. It's not, the words aren't important to me. What it is them dismissing what I'm saying or not taking seriously what I'm saying. And it's that act. It isn't so much the words, it's their way of like condescending or I don't know, like I'm better than you, I'm in a more authoritarian
kind of diminishing you, yeah?
Yes. And so it's not the words, it's an attitude, I suppose. It's an attitude.
Okay.
And when I see that attitude, that's when I say, right, I know what's happening here because I've seen this before.
Then you presume you know what's happening.
Yes, I do.
You presume, and you assume your presumptions are right.
Yeah, I do.
Can it be, I just wonder, can it be when that opponent is just kind of, thinking completely something different, but you are assuming something different because of his or her behavior?
Okay, so if we were looking at the case that happened yesterday, so I understand on one level that the person I was talking to was a pleb. They were representing a bigger company, okay? So I was talking to them, they were a pleb. They have this remit, they're allowed to do this, okay? I wanted them to do this, but they're going to only do this. So she was saying, I can't do it. But what she was not doing was giving me an alternative. Right? And I explained what I wanted to do. So it's kind of like on one level, I know that this person isn't the problem. It's actually the authority behind it, which comes back to this authority. I'm really pissed off with authority because it's doing such a bad job.
But you're putting anger on that small person.
Yes.
Who has no rights because it's not given those rights by the authority, right?
Sure.
So you will prove your point, making this person kind of, to the authority.
Yes. So when I was reflecting back on that yesterday, what I realized was, and this is something to focus, okay? What I realized was what I should have done is to say, I know you can't fix this for me. I want to talk to your boss.
Right.
And go up to the next level. And if they can't fix it, I know you can't fix it. I want to talk to your boss and do it that way. And that would have been much more constructive than what I did, which was just to get angry. Yeah. But another part of me says, every call is recorded. Every call they have is recorded. Every interaction they have to then make comments on it. I want them to know that I'm not happy because that has got to filter. Because if I say everything's all right, that's a lie, and they're going to think everything's all right. So it's kind of like, I'm sorry that I'm having to give it to you, but you've got to hear it because it's got to go back to the company. However, in the future, I'm going to push it upline to find somebody who can.
Okay. And how it makes you feel if you start to think in those terms inside? Is it diminishing, or it's kind of, or some?
No, it makes me feel better because there's a bit more of a constructive plan than just getting angry. You know, it's more like this than this, which is what I was having yesterday.
Okay, I just wonder again, that anger, can you really control that anger? Knowing when that person with whom you talk, you cannot do anything much if that person has not, rights to do or something they are not allowed, how it's in proper English, yeah? So, there is no sense for you to push out all that energy for nothing. You are losing your energy when you could save and make wiser kind of steps and go quicker. And I think in therapy we use, to make rapport or trust, you need to work with a client's beliefs on a client's belief system. And if you start to work with your belief system, client won't understand and they will push back. I think you understand me what I mean, yeah?
Sure,
so,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I wonder if you could go with that approach to work in clients or person's belief system.
Yeah, I think in general,
you don't agree with them, but you can kind of challenge or somehow not to get to the anger point. But again, You see, you mentioned here, when you are lucky, you can prove your point with your anger, right? But what happens if you are not lucky?
Okay. What I'm aiming to do is to find a situation where my anger didn't work out properly. Maybe, yes, I can think of some. Yeah.
And what's happened then?
I wasn't able to explain myself properly. That's the problem that I've got. When I get angry, then my brain isn't functioning properly. And so right, in some aspects, it has been great to do that, and it stopped. Right. So I've had people in my life that have been what you would call a bully, trying to be a bully to me. And I'm talking in adult life, not in school. I wasn't bullied in school. But when people bully me, like pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and it's not fair, that's when I get this anger, and that stops them. So I'm very happy about that. But going over to sometimes I get angry for the right reason, but it takes away my ability to actually come across as being okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like it takes away my credibility, I suppose, because I'm just angry.
Yeah, your credibility. So, and how that makes you feel?
Not that great, actually. It doesn't make me feel. Makes me, when I said it takes away my credibility, it made me feel a bit sad, like, oh.
A bit sad? Or it's English expression of very much sad?
No, it made me feel something here in my chest. I felt a little bit of, on this side, like, boom, like, oh.